I got to find it.
I got to play you some sound, though, before we get to No Eagle and the Warriors tonight. Stephen A. Smith, are you in or out on Stephen A?
Day to day.
Day to day?
Day to day.
Like the stock market?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is what he said.
I'm taking a break from him. You need a mental break from Stephen A.
Would you agree he's a great performer?
Oh, he's
maybe one of the best ever.
Maybe a little overexposed. Like, I don't need him on my NBA pregame shows.
I'm in agreement
there.
there.
People will say they don't need me on their pregame shows, which is true.
No, I agree with you.
He's everywhere.
Yeah. He's a performer.
He is a performer.
So this is what he said about the San Francisco 49ers and a certain quarterback who might be out there.
First of all, San Francisco should offer Trey Lance, picks, players, whatever they could get Lamar Jackson.
No question.
Number two, if Lamar Jackson was on the San Francisco 49ers, they're winning it all.
Yep.
They're winning it all.
What do you think?
Ha 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 ha.
Marcus. Marcus Spears was with them as well, and that was on ESPN this morning, First Take. What do you think?
Wow.
They don't have a first-round draft pick this year, so because of
a second-round pick.
Because of the tag or whatever, I guess they can't trade this pick, but they could rework some sort of a sign-and-trade.
Lance, make it dance.
If Trey Lance is so bad, why would he have any value to the Baltimore Ravens?
Because maybe they view him differently.
The guy Tyler Huntley.
I don't think that highly of Tyler Huntley. So you just think that's just laughable?
Yeah, the Ravens are. Niners going to pay that money for Lamar Jackson?
That's the thing. I don't think they have the money to be able to do so.
No.
So right now, if I said to you, Bonte, I want to do an exercise. Nick Bosa for Patrick Mahomes. Would you do it?
What?
Okay.
Do it yesterday.
Okay. Joe Burrow for Nick Bosa.
I do it.
Okay. All right. Josh Allen for Nick Bosa.
Yeah, I do it.
Lamar Jackson for Nick Bosa. I'm just doing an exercise.
I don't know because of the way Shanahan has handled quarterbacks. I know Burrow, Allen, and Mahomes know how to protect themselves. Lamar Jackson, at times, can protect himself. But he's had some major injuries here. I know Burrow had the one major injury after his rookie year, but he's bounced back in a major way, and he could throw that thing. He really can. I'm hesitant with Lamar.
Who are there other quarterbacks that I'm not referencing that you would, no doubt about it, trade? Like, again, these are hypotheticals. I'm just trying to establish value.
I mean, probably can't trade for Watson now.
Herbert?
But if you ask me, Watson,
I don't know if I do Herbert.
I wouldn't do Herbert.
I don't know if I do Herbert.
Trevor Lawrence?
Ooh.
I think I would Trevor Lawrence. I actually like Trevor Lawrence better than Herbert.
I love Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
I think after Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow,
yes,
Trevor Lawrence is right there.
Why? Okay, just stylistically, put the money to the side, the draft picks to the side, because that feels like it's not going to be. Stylistically, if you want to run the ball and you want to control the run game, Lamar does make a lot of sense for the Niners. They don't take a ton of deep shots. It's a lot underneath, over the middle, and then you have like the formation variation with CMC.
Let me flip it on
Debo.
you. You're the biggest Bosa fan here. Would you trade Bosa for Lamar Jackson? Because you have to pay Bosa. So which one would you rather pay? Would you rather pay Lamar or would you rather pay Bosa?
Well, I fear that Lamar is so removed from that MVP. Not that he's not great. I don't know, man. I worry about him long term. I'm a believer, and this is just how I operate. I don't care who you are as a quarterback, but at some level, you have to win consistently from the pocket.
Yep.
Now, Patrick Mahomes made multiple plays with his legs in the game that ended up deciding it. So did Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl. But like the legs are a secondary thing. It's the arm and the brain that are the primary thing in the pocket. You got to be able to see the field, understand your concepts, and be able to deliver the ball down the field. I'm hesitant as like you are, like on Lamar. Like I think he's great. I really do. I think he's a great player. I think Bosa's better at what he does than what Lamar is at what he does.
Yeah, that makes sense. Lamar Jackson, last 2 seasons, 33 touchdown passes, 20 interceptions. 20. Ravens win a lot of games, have a really good defense. I don't think I could do Bosa for Lamar. I don't think I could do it.
Is there another quarterback
about
out
a
there
guy-
that I'm not referencing?
No, I mean, Trevor, Burrow. Look, I would have traded Bosa for Watson before all the shenanigans Watson got into.
I wouldn't have done that. But I hear you.
Before the shenanigans,
Yeah,
you would have done that?
I wasn't going to do that.
I would have done that
Yeah.
for Watson. Aaron Rodgers is not doing it because he's old. There's not a quarterback. Like, I wouldn't trade Bosa for Jalen Hurts, would you?
No.
Yeah, so there's not
I
a
still need
quarterback-
to see Jalen Hurts had a great year. I still need to see him do it for a couple of seasons. Like, that's where I'm at with Burrow. The reason why I put him at that, and I would say the same thing for Trevor Lawrence, as much as I love him.
Yeah.
I got to see it for multiple years. Multiple years. You can't just be a flash in the pan. And it's the same thing I would say whether Trey played all of last year or whether Purdy doesn't get hurt. I would say we got to see it again.
Lamar Jackson, that's interesting. I don't think the Niners are doing it. They just signed Darnold.
I feel like he's going back to Baltimore.
I don't see it happening.
What do you think about him not having a quote-unquote agent?
His mom is the agent. That's fine. You want to keep your money. You want to keep it within the family. People laughed at Richard Sherman when he didn't have an agent.
But that
How
was
did it
on
work
his
out for him.
that was his third contract.
Right. But it still worked out for him.
Yeah, but that was his third contract.
So what? I mean,
the
Lamar
reason
knows
why,
his value.
Well, the reason why Charles Davis did an article on Yahoo, and they were discussing about these mega deals. And Charles Davis talked to players, executives, etc. And he was saying there's really only 7 or 8 agents that people trust unanimously around the league to sign a deal of this magnitude. And I know that we could say, hey, he's trying to save percentage points. He's got to have some sort of lawyer there. There's some lawyer.
Yeah, there's probably a lawyer.
There's some
probably
lawyer.
not just his mom, but they've also probably done their due diligence and their research on how to navigate and negotiate a contract of this magnitude. I don't see any problem with it. Now,
You don't see any problem with it?
If the Ravens don't want to negotiate with Lamar because it's his mother and not an agent, that's weak. To me,
No,
that's weak.
that's not it. That's not it. I just think that there's a level of communication. These owners are weird, man. There's a reason Scott
Right.
Boras has
But
these
his
guys on
mom's
speed
right
dial.
there. The mom's right there. You can't talk to the mom. She's another human. She has a cell phone.
I'm not saying that she's not. I'm saying that there is something odd about the song and dance where it does feel like you need there's an agent element. Like Bobby Wagner didn't have an
Right.
agent for his most recent contract.
Right.
Again, his third contract.
Right. So
I
he
think there's a
understands
difference.
it. He understands it, but Lamar's been around players. He's been in the locker rooms. He's had veterans in that locker room. You don't think he's, hey, Calais Campbell, what's up? What do you think about this?
Well, Calais Campbell's never tried to negotiate a $150 million guarantee
But he
contract.
understands the business. He understands what his
I get that.
agents go through. There's transparency there.
So you don't think it's a deal at all? I think it's if it's not a big thing, but I think there's an element to this.
Yeah,
I think there is a little something
I
there.
think they're making it the element.
Well,
I think they're making it the element.
there's
you know?
absolutely
And I think the
smoke
bigger
on that.
I think the biggest collusion about the whole situation is Jimmy Haslam.
Well, it's not collusion. Collusion is when there's a memo gets sent out.
I think there's collusion. I think
There's
a
no
secret
memo
email.
being sent out. There would be no memo.
I think there's a memo that's been sent out amongst the owners.
No.
Or a little wink, wink, smile, smile. Hey, this guy gave Watson $230 million guaranteed dollars, which doesn't happen
They
in
would
the NFL.
never put that in writing. Like, it's the same thing when Barry Bonds was at the end of his career in A-Rod. You don't have to say it. It's unspoken.
Right, well-
Collusion would mean that there was a meeting or there was something written
You
down.
don't think there's collusion?
I don't. I think it's unspoken. I think it's unspoken. I think
That's
everybody
still
knows.
collusion to me. Just because you don't write it down, you're still colluding against
No,
Lamar
that-
Jackson.
well, the
saying,
word
hey,
collusion
look,
is different
Weak,
to prove it.
weak.
That's called business.
Right. No, that's called, hey, we're not going to give this guy his money.
If the
because of what
market is
happened.
dictating, so like if you put a house on for sale and you're saying I want $2 million for the house, and the market is telling you we will not pay more than $1 million, that's not collusion. That's the market telling you what the supply and demand is and saying that you're out of whack.
market-
Just because that house
the
down
mar-
the street sold for $2 million doesn't mean your house is worth $2
but
million.
the market got thrown out of whack. Lamar Jackson said, I won an MVP. I've won more than Watson.
I agree.
I've done more for my team than Watson. He got 230 guaranteed.
But that
Once
doesn't mean that you
happened,
get more.
But he's worth more. And Lamar said, I'm worth that.
And the market's
owners are
telling him he's not.
But the owners are mad because Watson got every one of those dollars guaranteed.
Well, that was because they weren't going to go to Cleveland.
Owners, you know how owners work. You know how front offices work. They don't want to give you that full contract.
Well, of
like
course.
these shiny headlines where Hargrave, for example, is getting $80 million. I always look at the guarantee. I don't look at the contracts
I hear
anymore.
you.
So that's what Lamar said. Look, I don't want 133 guaranteed that could be worth up to 200.
But if everyone thinks that's a stupid contract, why would I, running my business, hand out a similar contract?
No, you don't have to.
Well, that's my
You don't have
point.
to.
That is my point.
No,
That's
I
not collusion.
understand
That's
that.
called supply and
But
demand.
the
That's
owners
called
but the
marketplace.
owners are colluding against Lamar. You cannot say they're not.
No, the colluding would mean that they are intentionally coming together and there was a meeting
think they're
and there was something
intentionally-
written that we
Oh.
are not going to pay X.
I don't think you don't have to write it to be colluding. You don't have to
No,
write this
that-
down. The owners are saying, hey, week, yo, Lamar Jackson's coming up. We saw what happened with Jimmy Haslam in Cleveland, and we're not happy with
Yeah,
that.
that's called capitalism.
Right.
That's not collusion.
I think you're colluding. I think it's colluding, too.
I don't know.
I think it's a little bit out there. So
To me, this is basic supply and demand in marketplace, and you guys
Lamar-
can call
Lamar
it. You can file
Jackson-
it under collusion. It's not collusion. If
I believe
everyone
it's collusion.
determines, can we agree? They overpaid dramatically for Deshaun Watson.
have they?
Yes,
We don't know.
yes.
They win a Super Bowl is not overpaid.
Bonte.
We forget Deshaun Watson was a top 5 quarterback.
Just because you pay X for something doesn't mean that I deem that same value as you do. Like that's literally supply
Deshaun
and demand.
Watson was a top 5 quarterback
Yeah,
before
but
everything that happened.
He had 22 allegations of sexual misconduct.
Again, he was a top 5 quarterback on the field. Top 5 quarterback on the field.
I'm aware.
Right.
But there
So-
comes baggage with that. And they had to overpay a Browns tax, which everyone deems to be stupid, to get him to want to go there. So I just find this whole thing interesting. I don't know what he's going to get. I have a feeling he's going to end up with Baltimore, B. I think he's going to stay back with Baltimore.